And his opponent this evening, weighing in at 300 pounds, Canadian boy from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Tony Armstrong.
The big man from out west, Tony Armstrong, making his way to the ring. Had a lot to prove last week in Bathurst, New Brunswick. He took on Cardinal Sinner Cowboy Mike Hughes. Referee Disco Dave Jennings getting things underway, checking the boots of the big man from Manitoba. Calling for the bell. We're underway at the fabled Halifax Forum in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Darren Harvey with Trash Canyon at ringside.
Thanks very much for having me in here tonight, Darren. It's appreciated. I got to tell you, Tony is here to do battle tonight.
Well, after a loss last week in Bathurst against Cowboy Mike Hughes, he was brought in special, flown in last minute by the promoters to shut down the mouthpiece of the Cardinal Sinners, Cowboy Mike Hughes, and it didn't work out so well for him.
Yeah, no question. I've had my battles with Tony there. He's a fierce competitor. You know, he's crossed the line before. He's been known to do that type of thing. But you know what? He has seen the light now. He knows the difference. And after the beating that the Cowboy put on him unnecessarily, he's here on a mission tonight.
Absolutely. Going to be difficult for Ozbourne to get out of the mighty headlock with a 300-pounder, but he uses the hair to do it.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Big shoulder from the big man.
Unbelievable
Ozbourne
impact
tasting
there.
some canvas.
Unbelievable. And you know what? Tommy Ozbourne has all the natural ability in the world. It's just that he never reads the rule book. He'll pull anything, Darren, to try to pull out a win.
No, it's like he's a Cardinal Sinner in training. It's unfortunate because he is good enough to win without it, but he chooses to wrestle like that. Now locks up the big man in a headlock.
Darren, I am absolutely stoked about tonight. I want my hands on the Cardinal Sinners.
You have lined up an awesome main event tonight. It is the most amazing six-man tag match ever undertaken in this country, as the Cardinal Sinners, made up of Brody Steele, Cowboy Mike Hughes, and their latest recruit, Lincoln Steen, are going to face three men with something to prove. That, of course, this man, Trash Canyon, Wildman Gary Williams, and the British heavyweight champion, James Mason. That's your main event tonight here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You are watching Wrestling Reality. In the ring right now is Tommy Ozbourne and Tony Armstrong. And a big, big shoulder to Tony Armstrong takes the 300-pounder to the mat.
Definitely. He came off there with a lot of momentum to take the big man down.
Flying arm drag and a scoop slam. Armstrong looking angry. Big boot to the back of Tommy Ozbourne. A slap in the front just for good measure. Armstrong coming. Oh,
I've never seen Tony moving with such momentum.
300 pounds, and he kicks out again.
He is on a mission here tonight to prove that he deserves to be in this organization.
Absolutely. Armstrong has come around quite substantially since a few weeks ago, but I know he's as disgusted with the actions of the Cardinal Sinners as anybody. An amazing big boot to the side of the Winnipeg, Manitoba native, and he's down. Tommy Ozbourne looking very confident all of a sudden, calling for the crowd to get behind him here in Halifax, and the crowd is not getting behind him here in Halifax.
Well, absolutely not. You know, Tony has the respect of the fans, no doubt about that. They see
unbelievable strength on the part of Tommy Ozbourne, and a knee for good measure. He scoops up the 300-pound big man. A leg drop. This is probably it. This is probably it, but Ozbourne once again stops to ingratiate himself. Gets a 2.5. 2.5.
You know, here's the difference. Tony's here for a fight. He's here for a battle. I don't know what Ozbourne's
rolls him
here
up for 1, 2. Doesn't happen.
Does he have the natural talent and ability? Yes. Unfortunately, his arrogance is his weakest link.
Drop kick to Tony Armstrong. Also coming up tonight, it's Titus at 0. That is going to be a fine battle. It would be a main event in any other promotion in the country. But tonight's main event is a 6-man tag. That includes 2 champions, former champions. It's going to be outrageous as the Cardinal Sinners go up against Trash Canyon, James Mason, and the Wild Man, Gary Williams. That match still to come here on Wrestling Reality. We're at the broadcast table with Trash Canyon. I am Darren Harvey at the Halifax Forum. Tommy Ozbourne and Tony Armstrong in the ring.
This is a traditional spot hot spot for wrestling in the Maritimes. Anywhere you go in the world, they've heard of the Maritimes. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight.
Oh, devastating.
My goodness. What a fury of chops.
And a couple of boots to Tony Armstrong. Couple of boots. And a clothesline takes him down. Outrageous. We'll be back after this with this man who gives up 90 pounds to Armstrong is manhandling him.
You know what? For a young kid getting started in this business, he's got everything working for him.
2.5. Referee Disco Dave Jennings.
I don't know if there's enough room for Tommy, Tony, and Tommy's ego in that one. That's the only problem I see.
No, it could be tight.
Look at this. Look at that. Get in there, ref. Come on now. Check underneath the chin. See, that's what I'm talking about, Darren. When the ref isn't looking, Tommy resorts to that. There's just absolutely no need of it.
And I maintain that is the influence of the Cardinal Sinners on this entire sport. When young men like Tommy Ozbourne, who have ability, still choose to cheat to win.
Well, after tonight, mark this calendar on mark this date down in your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. The Cardinal Sinners are going to end tonight. The Cardinal Sinners will end tonight. It is our mission.
All right. Tony Armstrong, the most agile big man in the country. And Tommy Ozbourne with a blatant choke as referee Disco Dave calls it down.
The past few weeks, I've gotten sickened and tired of watching that idiot Lincoln Steen strutting around like he's somebody. I can't wait to get my hands on him tonight.
Lincoln Steen's attitude has changed. Unbelievable, going for a suplex. Rolls him over, and the big man is just not used to being manhandled like this. It is shades of last week in Bathurst as he wrestled Cowboy Mike Hughes of the Cardinal Sinners.
Why don't you get in there and wrestle? See, this is the arrogance I'm talking about, Darren. Instead of taking care of business, he's trying to have his ego fluffed.
I'm going to 900.
He's wasting precious time. You don't waste time with Tommy Armstrong.
Tommy Ozbourne taking time to chat to the fans here in Halifax. He's going over big time, courtesy of Tony Armstrong, thrown all the way across the ring here in Halifax. And a devastating clothesline takes him down. One more for good measure. Tommy Ozbourne lost the good sense to stay down. Outrageous. Armstrong has found his second win, and another pin attempt rolls him up for the 2, and can't keep him down.
God. Tony Armstrong is like a Hummer vehicle in there. He's a tank.
He is the tank, and Tommy Ozbourne hasn't found his number. A little too slow on the draw that time as he tastes the leather of his boots. Belly to belly over. Once again, I think Armstrong's going to go for a pin.
I would say go for a pin. He's done. Stick a fork in him. He is done.
Tony Armstrong into a fireman's carry. Spinning him around. Helicopter, something we haven't seen in maritime wrestling in a long time. Outrageous swinging neck breaker. He's down. He's down. Both men are feeling it, but if Armstrong can get the pin here, this match has got to be all over. Rolls him up for 1, 2, and no, sir. So close.
You know, that airplane spin, it looks kind of comical, Darren, to watch, but you know what? You absolutely lose your bearings. When you're going around like that, you have no idea where you are.
Outrageous. Wonderful old school maneuver on the part of Tony Armstrong as he goes to the second rope. Tommy lands, I think, a Tommy cutter. At least he got the very end of a Tommy Cutter, and very few people get up from that. Now, Ozbourne going for the pin on the big man. He gets 2.
Yes, sir. You know, this has turned into an absolute battle here. I can't say enough about these two competitors. Anybody that's anybody in the professional wrestling world is part of this organization. They are here to earn their position within this company. Look at that submission move. That is
He got his submission. That's a win. Referee Disco Dave calling for the bell, and it's a win for Tony Armstrong, the big man from out west.
Wrestling reality action returns after this.